Everybody, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. So today I'm going to be doing the Cruelty-Free Tag, which is started by Jholmie. I'll link her channel down below. I've seen quite a few other people do this, so yeah, let me know if you have any favorite YouTubers that are cruelty-free that have done this tag, and I will check them out. There's a lot of videos, so if you have a channel, go ahead and do this if you want, and you're cruelty-free, you know. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm actually going to combine this with the Get Ready With Me because I have other videos to film and I kind of want to do Get Ready With Me, but I don't know what to talk about. So let's get into it. So I'm going to be using, of course, all cruelty-free products. And I don't know what exactly I'm going for yet, but we will see when I get there. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. The first question is, when did you go cruelty-free, right? I can't see. I have to lean all the way over and squint to read the questions. I probably should have pulled them up on my phone. That might have been a smarter idea. But, so the first question is, when did you go cruelty-free? And oh my gosh, like, I'm like just now getting to where literally everything I own is cruelty-free. Like, because I had so many products, like, just in my last empties video, I finally used up what I think is my last, like, blatantly non-cruelty-free product, because it was a Garnier hairspray that lasted me for years, because I don't use hairspray or hair products that much. I didn't want to throw it away because I was wasting it, so finally finished that up, and now so, like, a couple days I've been, like, 100% cruelty-free, I'm pretty sure. But, like, in reality, like, I went cruelty-free a couple years ago. It was actually on my channel that I, like, not really documented it, but I went through a phase of, like, kind of project panning, but to try to get rid of the stuff that I had that wasn't cruelty-free. And that took a while. I wanted to do, like, I had probably like hundreds, if not thousands of products at that point, and I wanted to do a project pan or like use up everything that I had that wasn't cruelty-free, but that would not be possible because I had like hundreds of lipsticks. That was a weird time in my life. By the way, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So I would say like maybe 2016, I think. Or when did I go vegan? 2 years. So I went vegan almost 3 years ago, so I'd say around the same time I went cruelty-free. I mean, honestly, I cared about cruelty-free at first more than being vegan. But I didn't, like, know much about it. And then I found Logical Harmony and all kinds of fun stuff. So, yeah. So I'd say around 2015-ish. No, 2014-15, somewhere around there. Question number 2 is, why did you go cruelty-free? So, I mean, it's fairly simple. That, like, I don't believe that animals are to be used for anything, like, monetarily or otherwise. And especially for vanity purposes, which I know makeup is not always vanity, but, you know, it's just, like, it's totally unnecessary. Like, why would you continue to test on animals when there is literally no reason to? Like, it's not even proven to work. So, I don't understand why this is an issue still. I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Number 3 is, what is your favorite cruelty-free brand? So if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, I would have said Kat Von D. But I'll link the video down below explaining why I don't endorse Kat Von D anymore. As far as makeup goes, like just strictly makeup, I would have to say Wet n Wild, just because they have so many options. I mean, everything they have is not vegan, but it is, I mean, they're all cruelty-free, of course. and I appreciate that they haven't sold out to a parent company. Please, for the love of God, Wet n Wild, do not sell out to a parent company, and I'll talk about that in another question later on. But yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, between Wet n Wild and e.l.f., you can literally have a whole collection of cruelty-free, vegan, inexpensive makeup. But then as far as like skincare, hair care, and stuff, by far my favorite brand is Pacifica. They're not like super, super cheap, but they're not expensive either. So they're good in the middle. And I'm using this Milani Prep Set Glow powder. But I could have my entire skin, well, there's one thing that I couldn't do with Pacifica, but like my entire skincare and hair care routine could be nothing but Pacifica, and that'd be perfectly fine. Like, they have micellar water, cleanser, or moisturizer. The only thing they don't have that I've asked them about it on like Instagram and stuff, is that they would have a SPF like daily moisturizer. They do have sunscreen, but it's not really the same as a facial moisturizer. And now they've partnered with Preserve Brands, which is they're a cruelty-free company that makes like recycled plastic products like razors and forks, cutlery, serveware, stuff like that. And they recycle their products into Preserve razors. Like, if you send in your products, like, you go online and you fill out this shipping form and list the products that you're going to send them, and they'll send you a shipping label, and you can recycle them and turn them into razors, which is super awesome. But I hope that that will help them, like the partnership of that would help them like get more products. I mean, they have a lot of products already, but the thing is with brands that are cruelty-free, cruelty-free brands are generally smaller than non-cruelty-free brands. And in order to reach more people, the easiest way to do that is to be bought out by a parent company, which has happened to a lot of brands. And while, yes, that helps them, get their products on more shelves and sell more and have more purchasing power, stuff like that, it means they're not cruelty-free anymore most of the time. So I hope that Pacifica can, like Pacifica and Wet n Wild, can continue to grow organically and not with a parent company. I would be so upset. I'm using the Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil bronzer. And the next question is, what's a cruelty-free brand that you haven't tried but you want to? So there's quite a few that I haven't tried. I like to get more into like indie companies. But one that's like readily available would be Sugar Pill. It's because I like bright colors, because that's what Sugar Pill's known for. And I just want to see what their shadows are like, Also, I kind of want to try Ofra. Ofra is cruelty-free and completely vegan. So I want to try them at some point, but they're like doing this rebranding thing that I've heard, like, I think Nikki Tutorials went to their party or something, which, I mean, she has products with them, so, why wouldn't she be there? But also, but they're kind of expensive, though. Like, they're expensive, but a lot of influencers have coupon codes, so, or like affiliate codes or whatever. So I don't know. But yeah, probably Ofra and Sugar Pill. I'm sure there's more that I want to try that I haven't yet, but I don't know which one. Which I can't think off the top of my head which ones. I'm using the e.l.f. blush in Always Cheeky. I think this is the primer infused blush. And number 5 is, what's a cruelty-free brand, or what's a brand that's not cruelty-free that you wish would go cruelty, right? What did she say? What is a non-cruelty-free brand that you wish would go cruelty-free? So, I mean, besides all of them, of course. I don't know. I'm trying to think. brands I used to use. While I think of an answer, I will say this, that there are some brands that I used to use that are cruelty-free, but I don't believe them. So I would wish they would be like certified on Logical Harmony or something at least. And that is Essence, Morphe, because I've tried Morphe shadows and I like them, but, or I've only had one palette from them, I should say that. And I liked it. I wish I could have tried more, but I was like, oh, I don't really trust them because they're not on Logical Harmony's list. So, you know. And Essence is super cheap, and they have my favorite eyeliners. But they have more products available in other countries, not the US. So our selection here is not that great. Oh, by the way, I just highlighted with the light shade in the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. But the thing with this question is, like, I don't give a second thought to brands that aren't cruelty-free anymore. So I couldn't really tell you. I mean, if there was a brand that I wish would not be owned by a parent company, it would be Urban Decay. Because I loved their products before. And also NYX. They were both owned by L'Oreal, but I wish they weren't. I'm just going to move on from that question because that's the best answer I can give right now. The next one is, what do you think about brands with parent companies that test on animals? And I have different feelings for myself and for others. Like, if you can and you're willing to, then I think that you should not support brands that are owned by parent companies that aren't cruelty-free, because it's much better, and we are voting with our dollars every time we buy something, even not even makeup, just anything. And there isn't a reason for these companies to test on animals, like I said before. It's early in the morning. This is not a mirror. I tried to... But if you can't, or if, you know, if you're not willing to put in that time into researching them, which was kind of a doozy to do at first without Logical Harmony. But honestly though, I would rather you purchase from a brand that's cruelty-free but their parent company isn't, versus a brand that just is not cruelty-free whatsoever. Kind of like I mentioned before, where brands that are sold to bigger companies have more reach and more purchasing power and like advertising and stuff like that. So while that is good for the cruelty-free movement, it's not good because we're giving money to the parent company, because, I mean, you know, if you own a company, you get a profit from it. But in the same vein, if you're vegan and you shop at a grocery store, you're supporting meat and dairy and eggs and, you know, all that stuff. Because, I don't know about you, but there's not any 100% vegan grocery stores anywhere near where I live. Like, even Whole Foods and places like that still have meat. I want to use the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. I would say it's a close tie between Logical Harmony and Rihanna HY. If you've ever seen my channel before, I mentioned things that they have recommended and stuff a lot. And Jholmie, of course, I actually found her through Logical Harmony because Tashina and Justin from Logical Harmony did a video about around when that monetization thing with small creators happened, and they were helping people to, like, they're featuring them on their channel to help them gain subscribers and views and stuff. And I found her through that. So, yep. And then Amy, Miss Amy XO. Hi, if you're watching. I like her videos. I like bigger YouTubers. I like Jay Kissa, and occasionally I watch Kristen Leanne, not all the time. And then I'm going to add to this, a YouTuber that I wish would be cruelty-free is Shan XO, because it's like, I can tell that it matters to her. Well, her and Samantha. I can tell that it matters to them because they talk about it occasionally. But for bigger YouTubers that are already established, it is so hard for them to just go cruelty free because they have relationships with brands and they get PR and stuff, and like it's like that's basically limiting their work because, you know, they like that's where they get their money from is reviewing products and doing videos and stuff. So I should appreciate that. Oh no, that's another brand. Adding to one of the last questions, I wish XO Beauty from ShanXO was on Logical Harmony, and I haven't tried them yet, so I'm really interested to try her products, but she's not on Logical Harmony. And number 8 is, what is your favorite dupe for a non-cruelty-free product? And this one I'll have to think about because I really don't remember any products that I was like in love with before I went cruelty-free. There is one that's not makeup. Hopefully this passes. But I used to use the Glam Glow. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the charcoal one that kind of like sucked out all the oil. Like when you put it on, you can see the spots where you had like just gunk in your pores. And I missed that one. And then I found the Derma E purifying charcoal mask, and it works pretty much the same, so I am really digging that mask. I need to buy a full size because I just had a sample before, but and e.l.f. has some good primers that are dupes for like the Smashbox ones, which, okay, Smashbox is cruelty free though, but they're owned by a parent company. Oh, I've got one. So even though it's not a less expensive dupe, it's still a dupe nonetheless. But I used to really like the Maybelline Creamy Matte lipsticks. Like Touch of Spice was a popular one, and, you know, of course I don't use Maybelline anymore because they're not cruelty-free, but I found the new-ish, they're not really new at this point, the Anastasia Matte Bullet lipsticks are pretty much the same as the Maybelline ones, so I'm super excited that I discovered that. I only have one shade, but I want more, but I don't need more. I think this is number 9, but it's what is the hardest part about transitioning to cruelty-free. And honestly, like, if you, like, it would be so easy if you took influencers out of the equation. But just when you're going cruelty-free, and even if you think you're doing good, then, you know, everybody that you watch on YouTube, if you're like me, they're not cruelty-free. I mean, sometimes they, like, mention it occasionally, like, if a product is, but they'll, like, be praising this one cruelty-free product and then like 18 non-cruelty-free products. So it's kind of frustrating. I mean, I do still watch non-cruelty-free YouTubers just because they do occasionally mention things that are cruelty-free, and they still have like useful information like about application and, you know, uses for products and stuff. It's also really, really hard to do vegan, like, cruelty-free makeup is one thing, but vegan cruelty-free makeup is, like, totally another. You have to, like, just the hardest thing is remembering to read the ingredients and, like, making sure you read them well, because reading ingredients on food is not that bad, because they have to list, like, at the bottom, they have to put contains eggs or contains milk or whatever, but makeup, they don't have to do that, so it's difficult to, like, try to read through the ingredients, and especially if you're buying, like, drugstore makeup that doesn't come in a box that has ingredients on it, you have to, like, look it up online, which I really appreciate that. Some brands have worked with Logical Harmony to get a vegan product list for their brand, so that's pretty helpful, that you can just check the list and get stuff. That's how I got the stuff for my, Full Face of Wet n Wild video. I just went through their vegan list on their website and picked out some stuff. And also, it's hard to do cruelty-free if, like, your family or your friends or people who know you like makeup, but they don't really understand that you only use cruelty-free, and then you might get stuff that's not, which that's a hard thing to, like, deal with too, is if you I mean, it's like in the grand scheme of life, it's not a hard thing to deal with. But like, you know, if say somebody gave me a MAC palette or something for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, do I use that and not waste it, or do I give it away and like feel like I'm hurting their feelings? Or I mean, some people have the personality where they can like talk to the person and be like, hey, you know, I don't use that company because they test on animals, and I don't know, I'm just not like that. Like, I wouldn't be like, you know, I just feel like it would come off wrong if I tried to like talk to them like that. But eyeshadow's done. I used the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette again. And today I'm using a new mascara because the one that I had was from Urban Decay. And it's like one of the last few things that I have sticking around. I think I have their concealer too, actually. But anyways, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Eye Enhancing Mascara. The mascara was getting old, so I'm not using it anymore. That's interesting. This is like those hourglass wands. I like that it doesn't look like I have to scrape off the product, because I've had a lot of mascaras before where they just have too much product on the wand. So far, so good. Bottom lashes are going to be fun. This is definitely not a curling mascara. It is shimmery, like really close. I can notice that it is shimmery, but hopefully that doesn't get into my eyeballs and irritate them. Oh, dang it. I forgot setting spray. I hate that. Using setting spray. Like, I usually do it before I do my mascara so it doesn't run. But yeah, I think I'll just skip that today. And the number 10 is, what is your biggest tip for someone who's wanting to transition into cruelty-free makeup and beauty? I think what I would say is just take your time. Like, you don't have to just throw everything away and replace it all, because that's not feasible unless you have a lot of money. In which case, go for it. But just like finding, I mean, you probably already have some stuff in your collection that is cruelty-free. Just hold on to that stuff if you like it, and then keep, you know, like as you use things up, or as you like, maybe you discover that you don't like something so much, then replace it with something that's cruelty-free. And if you ever have any questions here or anything, definitely leave a comment on any of my videos if you need any like dupes or anything for cruelty-free products. And also use crueltyfreebrandlist.com. That's Logical Harmony. It's just like a hyperlink to their brand list instead of having to click around. But try there, because she writes, like, she has separate lists for like brands that are cruelty-free, brands that are not, brands that are like kind of a gray area. And then she also, on her like cruelty-free list, she puts if they are owned by a parent company, or she puts if they are owned by a parent company, so that you know. And just make your own decision about that. I mean, it might be easier at first to go with companies that are owned by a parent company, which, you know, everything helps. So I'm going to put on my lipstick now. This is the Anastasia matte lipstick in the shade Latte. I figured since I was talking about it, I will wear it today. I'm just going to put some lip balm on. It's the Pacifica Summer Kale, and it's almost gone. And that's a makeup hack too. If you have a lipstick that's really dry and stiff, then you can put on a light layer of like lip balm or something and put it over it. Because I have a lipstick from another brand that I literally cannot apply because it's so like stiff, and the lip balm helps tremendously. I am spoiled by liquid lipstick because this one is a little hard to apply. Okay, and the last one, number 11, what is your favorite thing about the cruelty-free community? Honestly, just like learning together, because we all like made mistakes, you know, buying stuff that's either not vegan, if you are vegan, or that's not cruelty-free. And it's like the movement, because it's grown so much since I started trying to be cruelty-free and conscious of what the makeup that I was buying. Eventually I want to get into like green beauty, and that might be a little while, so the good green beauty stuff is very expensive. But yeah, my favorite part is just the community and how much it's growing and how much knowledge and information is being spread around. And I love it when I like see the influencer that I follow like come out with a product or like endorse a product or whatever, and people are asking questions like, is it cruelty-free, or is this new thing going to be cruelty-free, or new brand or whatever. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me know what you think down below, if you'd like tags incorporated with Get Ready With Me, or if you just want Get Ready With Me, just want a tag. So give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful or informative at least, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.